We did it. We did it. In this video, I want to talk about the successful launch of my demo for Twilight Requiem. If you're new here, my name's It'sKeyEXE, and I'm making a Kingdom Hearts 2 slash Elden Ring inspired PS2 action RPG called Twilight Requiem. And I want to go over kind of what happened post launch, what I did right, what I kind of found out I did wrong, how I could do better, and where we're going from here. So last night I stayed up all night. I ended up launching our first patch. So our launch was super successful. We have over 2,000 downloads right now with over 1,000 plus wish lists. We're kind of pushing that 1,500 range. So updating the art for the Steam page, launching a demo, polishing the demo, and doing an ad campaign on TikTok really drove a lot of our market to our page. Our impressions have gone up, our click-through rate has gone up. And after launching the demo, what I immediately did was we had some very high spikes in player count right away. We actually were fortunate enough to get several reviews, and one of the reviews wasn't negative per se, just had a lot of feedback, try to fix this, this, and this. There's a UI bug here. This feels clunky, da 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 da. And I knew we launched with several minor bugs, but what we kind of learned was fix what's important. It is important to update the demo as a dev. I think it shows the community that you're committed. So I immediately went to my developer. We set up a 21-hour contract for quality of life polishes. And I can actually go over the update notes here. And demo patch 0.1.2, I had actually compiled probably 5 builds. Last night I dev'd for maybe 10 hours straight. And as a new father, it's kind of tough. But if we go over here and go to our patch notes, it looks beautiful. We found out we can add announcement sections. This is where you'd announce, like, I don't know, patches, DLC, things like that. But essentially, successfully, our art is driving more traffic to our page. We went from about a 3% to a 7% click-through rate with just the new updated art, which is amazing. What we worked on last night, we took our feedback, we went through and we created demo patch. Greetings, travelers. Combat and gameplay animation overhaul. So our animations needed root motion, meaning the character is naturally moving forward while she's attacking, instead of in-place clips and then using code to move her. That caused some sliding. So it looks and feels a lot more cohesive. We needed to add weapon logic damage correction on one of the weapons in her left hand for her blessing form. We balanced some enemies that some feedback came through to us. We updated some collisions. Players were finding ways to just walk through rocks and walk through walls and stuff like that. So we cleaned that up a little bit. We added some micro polishes, things that kind of feel like the quality is higher because we're prepping for Next Fest. We added some sound effects for our blacksmith hitting his hammer. We added some growl sounds with an asset pack and some like purr sounds for Cleo the cat bat. Quality of life technical stuff. In the settings menu, we realized that there was a few things that players were asking for, like inverted y-axis on the camera. That's a no-brainer, but when we were crunching for our launch, because we wanted to be early before Next Fest to do stuff like this, inverted camera, highly requested feature. Navigation, exit to main menu was absent from our pause menu or our settings menu, so like players couldn't escape the game from within the game. I thought that was a good quality of life to add. I ended up running into a bug last night at about 4 in the morning with my infant daughter sleeping. I was in crunch and the lighting wasn't working, the baking wasn't working. I just kept building and building and building and submitting. Finally, I just added a bunch of point lights and it's decent. What helps this action RPG is it's subtle dark fantasy, so a little bit of darkness is kind of the theme of the story. So I ended up kind of fixing some of the lighting that was really, really bothersome. We had a major bug in our shop interaction zone. If players opened the pause menu and then pressed any interactable, it would open up the shop as well. So it was a double UI interface going on. Um, Honestly, super, super great feedback for the demo. Like I said, where this doesn't refresh, Steam only refreshes every like 12 hours from what I can tell. But we've had, as of this moment, 1773 free licenses, meaning they click the download button. Doesn't mean they've gotten to play it yet, but almost 2,000 downloads right away. I think this is great. I think what we could learn from and what we could do next probably is, reach out to more small streamers, small TikTok pages. We've been doing some of that. We've been running ads, uploading our regular content on shorts, directing and responding to every comment to get the game out there. And the funnest thing for me, absolute funnest thing so far in this whole process, has been watching other people play my game live on their live stream. We've had 2 or 3 streamers say that they would like to stream it and do it. And just being in the chat and just seeing them love what you've produced is so cool. So kind of going over the patch notes live here a little bit. Cleo, the cat bat, she kind of has a little purr that runs at about 30%, so it's not annoying. She kind of gives you like a little, cozy. Our blacksmith, he's able to punch around on the sword. You hear it live. We added some water to this waterfall here. Just subtle little detail. I think some of that is really fun. And here's something I would love from the community. I need ideas for this room. This shop or this building was something that a lot of players were trying to explore, but it needs a theme. We need some more NPCs. We need like fruit stands, market stuff, just to kind of give it a little life. But what should this shop be? Getting right over into like combat patches. Like I said, her base attack animations needed root motion, and they now have it, so it's a little more cohesive in our combat here. This guy's got a little growl going on. It's just a little asset pack from the Unity asset store to be budget conscious. So out of all of her combo attacks, 8 different attacks, I had to basically stitch the animations together. So I took a root motion clip for the beginning of it, and then I took an in-place clip for the end of it, converted that to root motion. And the issue I was having with the pure root motion clips was it had a backwards velocity at the end where she would snap back to her original position. So I stitched them together in a way that the root motion will pull her forward naturally, and then the in-place clip converted doesn't have a negative snapback. So it ended up being a really unique solution, and it feels really good. Another quality of life, when we enter the blessing form, the command menu will switch back to attack automatically, so a player can start to go crazy right away. It's super good quality of life change. We're learning a lot in this process, and once the Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Elden Ring, PS2 stylized community finds Twilight Requiem, it's going to be game over. I really am feeling very confident. I want to stay humble, but I really feel like we have an absolute gem here. We love our concept. We love our fans. And I just wanted to kind of go over some of the things that we worked really hard on. And I can show you guys in our settings now, we have invert y-axis. We also set the default resolution and the quality default as well. Just so when people are launching into our demo, they're launching into a pretty high quality setting. Before it was launching into the lowest resolution possible, which is understandable, but with this update, I think that this is going to prepare us for, you know, maybe another small patch or two, but then just kind of letting this be and allowing us to build out the rest of the game. In other news, as a creative producer of this, the visionary, I ended up taking on our illustrator and gave him a challenge of doing some level design for these portals that you see behind our player that will eventually be explorable worlds or environments or levels. I would say the game's sitting at somewhere between 50 and 60% done. All of the ideas are in here and on paper. I've been keeping track of my entire dev journey via paper, documents, online documents, milestones, videos. It just works really well for me to sit down, take my little notebook, write down my task list, write down my ideas, things we need to focus on, like especially like noting outreach. We need to say, this is Twilight Requiem. It's a PlayStation 2 stylized action RPG inspired by Kingdom Hearts 2 and that era of game with an Elden Ring and Souls-like atmosphere twist. And we love this game and we feel like we have an absolute gem that you should play. Check out the demo now. Twilight Requiem is live. Try it out. And we need people to leave reviews. Every review has been in recommended and positive. We can't thank you enough for that. Amazing things going on over here. We just want to keep up the momentum. We've been sleepless, grinding. I mean, we have over 3,000, 4,000 likes on some recent TikToks. People are loving it. They're commenting all the time. We love our fans, and we want to make this indie game a cult classic that everybody loves. Twilight Requiem seeks to fill the void, waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4. We want to step in and be Kingdom Hearts-like content for our fans while they wait for Kingdom Hearts 4, because we love this style of game. This is so timeless. PS2 stylized retro, absolutely fluid, super fun, super cool, dark fantasy story, cute characters, memorable. I love you guys. This is just what I've kind of been learning as I've been going through this process. I feel like as an indie dev, we're in a super good position. We've got great art. We've got a great fan base. We've got momentum. Steamfest is coming up. This is a very raw video. If you've made it this far, please leave a like and comment. It's been key, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you've played the demo, please leave us a review, like, comment, share it with your friends. If there's streamers, if you're a streamer, if you want to see me in your stream, I would love to watch you play, especially after our update 1.2. Okay? It's been key. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me and my family with this crazy dream. Peace.